Hi, welcome to Samprati Eye Hospital. If you have been diagnosed to have a cataract and you need to undergo a cataract surgery, you need to know about the different options available for the intraocular lens which will be implanted during your cataract surgery. So first of all, what is cataract? Cataract is basically opacification of the natural lens which God has given us. So this lens is transparent, will normally allow 100% of the light to go through. Whereas when it becomes opaque, the light is not able to pass through the lens, and thus the need for a cataract surgery. So during the cataract surgery, what we do is we remove this lens which is opaque and replace it with an artificial lens which is called as the IOL or the intraocular lens. Why is an IOL necessary at all? The natural lens which God has given us helps to focus the rays of light exactly onto the retina like this. Whereas when we remove this natural lens, this condition is called as aphakia. And if the lens is not implanted, you will need thick glasses like this to be worn all the day. So all your activities will require very thick glasses if you are not going for an intraocular lens. Whereas implanting the intraocular lens will reduce your dependency on glasses. So choosing the right type of IOL is very important because this is once in a lifetime decision, and the type of IOL will determine your post-surgery vision quality as well as your reliance or the dependence on glasses or not. And it will help to address specific conditions like astigmatism. So it is very important that you know the different options before you finalize on the type of lens to be implanted. Grossly, there are four different types of lenses. The most commonly used is something we call as a monofocal lens. Then we have something called as a multifocal lens. And presently, there's a newer generation of something called as the EDOF lenses and the toric lenses, which corrects the astigmatism. So we'll go through each of the lens. What are the advantages and disadvantages of each of them? We'll just highlight them. So monofocal lens is the most commonly used lens. Most of the patients prefer to go for this. So here what happens is the lens is set for a single focal point. Means usually we set it for the distance, and patient will need glasses for intermediate vision and the near vision. So for reading, mobile, computers, or all these activities, you need glasses. But for driving or going outside, you will probably not need any glasses. The advantage of these monofocal lenses is it gives a very sharp vision at the distance fixation. It has minimal glare and halos, which are a problem with the multifocal lenses. And generally, it is covered by the insurance, so making it a very cost-effective option. This disadvantage is it requires glasses for reading, mobile, computer work. So anything close by, you will need glasses to see clearly. So monofocal lenses are best suited for people who prefer sharp, crisp vision for distance, especially people who drive a lot, especially night driving. It's very good lens for people who drive in the night. And the most important is people who don't mind using reading glasses. And also the cost is lesser compared to the other types of lenses. So economically, this is one of the best suited options. Coming to the next category of the lens, something called as a multifocal lens. So here, basically, it is designed to give clear vision at multiple distances, not just only the distance. So it can be distance and near, that is called as a bifocal lens. And there is another lens called the trifocal lens, which gives the distance vision, near vision, as well as the intermediate vision. That's basically for your computer work or kitchen work. So the advantages, it gives greater independence from glasses for most daily activities. Even after the multifocal lenses, sometimes there might be a small error which might be left behind. So it's not that you're 100% free of glasses if you go for this multifocal, but you can manage 90 to 95% of your activities without glasses with these lenses. So basically the problem with this multifocal lenses, because these lenses are having rings in the lens, so it causes glare and halos. So especially for people who drive in the night, it becomes very difficult, and many people don't enjoy the quality of vision with these lenses. So this is an example of a person who has a monofocal vision. He has clear vision here. And you can see on the left side, you have a person who has a multifocal lens where there are a lot of glare and halos around lights. So this makes night vision very difficult, and people who drive in the night may not be comfortable with these lenses. In a compromise between the two, there is a newer generation of lenses called as the EDOF lens or the extended depth of focus lenses. So this provides a continuous range of vision from distance to intermediate and with some amount of near vision. So if you hold the mobile or the book a little away from you, you will be able to still read without glasses. But seeing something very close by, if you keep the mobile or the documents very close to you, you still need reading glasses for these lenses. But there's a good compromise between the multifocal and the monofocal lenses, because the basic idea here is there are no rings. So because of that, the halos and glare will be very minimal with these EDOF lenses compared to the multifocal lenses. So it offers a more natural transition between the different distances, less glare and fewer halos, and especially for people working in the kitchen or people on the computer for a long hours. So this gives a fairly good vision without the need for glasses. So these disadvantages is, as I said, it may still need a small number for reading glasses for reading very close objects or reading very fine print. But it's a little more expensive compared to the monofocal lenses. And night driving may not be as good as the monofocal lenses, but definitely much better than the multifocal lenses, because there are no rings in causing the glare. The last type of the lens which I need to highlight is something called as the toric lenses. So these are specifically for people who have something called as the astigmatism or the cylindrical power. So most people don't have the cylindrical power, so those patients will be comfortable with the natural spherical lenses. Whereas people who have this astigmatism, they will benefit from a toric lens. So a toric lens will correct both the spherical power as well as cylindrical power. So it provides a sharp vision without the need for additional astigmatic distance correction. So the astigmatism also can be combined with the other types of lenses like the multifocal lenses or the EDOF lenses. So it definitely improves the quality of vision. So this is an example of a person who was having a monofocal lens for the distance without the astigmatic correction. And on the other side, you can see the person who has got the astigmatism corrected with the lenses, where it's a much sharper and clearer vision. So how do we decide which type of lens to go about? So the factors which we need to consider is one, the lifestyle, what type of lifestyle you're having, what are the visual goals that you want to achieve, what is the health of your eye, and what is the cost you're able to afford. So coming to the first one is the lifestyle. So for people who most often drive in the night and very active lifestyle outdoors, monofocal is actually the best lenses. Better to avoid multifocal lenses because it causes a lot of glare and halos. Whereas if you're most of the time on digital screens, especially computers, or most of the time in the intermediate vision, then the EDOF lenses may be a good compromise between the multifocal and the monofocal lens. And if you hate using glasses always at all, then multifocal lenses, especially the trifocal lens, is very good. And if you're involved in outdoor activities, again, as I said, monofocal is the best lens for you. Vision goals, suppose if you prefer to have distance clarity over the near vision, monofocal set for distance is the best thing. And if you want to have reduced minimal dependence on the glasses, you are fed up of using glasses for many years and you want to have freedom from the glasses, then you can consider multifocal or EDOF lenses. And if you have astigmatism, definitely toric lens is advisable because it will correct both the spherical and the cylindrical. Coming to the other point is the eye health. So not these multifocal lenses and EDOF lenses may not be suitable for everybody, especially if people who have retinal problems like the diabetic retinopathy or macular degeneration or any other condition like glaucoma. Definitely, it's advisable not to go for any EDOF or the multifocal lenses. The monofocal lenses is a preferable lens for these type of conditions. And coming to the last point, it is the cost. So the standard monofocal lenses are cost effective, economical, and most of the time the insurance also will cover them. Premium lenses comes with an additional cost, and many of the insurances doesn't cover these premium lenses. So you may have to bear out of your pocket expenses for these lenses. So in conclusion, selecting the right type of intraocular lens is very important before designing the cataract surgery. It's a personalized decision based on your visual needs, your lifestyle, and your medical conditions. So wish you all the best for your cataract surgery. Thank you.